Okay guys, this is a video just to look at people, learners who are going over to Burton-on-Trent for their driving test, and a bit of an overview of some hopefully useful bits and bobs that might help us. So there's Burton then in the centre, and the driving test centre is over in this area here, over towards Morrison's, over towards Branston that way, and not far actually from this road, look, which cuts straight down the outside of Burton there, the A38, our main dual carriageway, which is clearly used in driving tests quite a lot. If I just zoom back out again a little bit, we can have a look at the places we might go on our tests. So we can go out to Barton under Needwood, occasionally we go out to Stapenill, Wintsill. Over this way, we don't usually go as far as Tutbury, but it is possible to go as far as Tutbury. And out in this direction, we go out towards Stretton. Now, let's just zoom in a little bit on our test centre, if we can find it. And there is the driving test centre then. This is the car park for the driving test centre there. And this big large area at the back, which is part of the driving centre, is where the motorcycles do their thing, pass their test. So here you see we've got Morrison's up here, and this road here, Wellington Park, that's our normal road. So we'd normally come out of this driving test centre up to the end here, turn left or right, and we're off on our driving test. Occasionally they take us straight on here into the Premier Inn car park. We can have a front bay parking there. So let's just have a little zoom in on the test centre car park itself. Tricky little car park. When we come in here, we'll come in off this road, turn in here. This part here is where the examiners park their car. So as we come in, we have to come in, turn right into here, and then come round and stop somewhere here, and then reverse back into where these three cars are here up against the building. As you take your test, we'll get out the car here, walk down this side, the door is in here, just in this corner. The examiner's a waiting room in there where we can sit on some comfy chairs and wait for the examiner to come out. They'll then walk you down this path here, stop you usually on the corner of the building, ask you to read the registration number plates on one of these examiner's cars, and then you'll go to your car, get in your car, and then off here, left out of here, and then right, and up to the top, and away you go. And that's just a little overview of the driving test centre. We'll just pop the people view on so that we can have a look what that looks like when we're down on the road there. And that's what it looks like when we drive into the test centre then. So we'll be on this side of the road here, the left hand side of the road. These are the examiner's cars. This area here is for motorbikes that are going into that back compound there to take their tests. And we'll turn right here and then up into this area. We'll drive forward then towards that green fence in the distance and then reverse back in. We can reverse back into these spaces here, they're free for us as well. If we just turn it round, you'll see this is the path here up to this corner where the guy in the yellow jacket is. That's where the driving test door entrance is, and there's a toilet and everything in there for you. Okay then folks, so we're going to talk about an exit from the driving test centre on test routes that go out towards the A38 in the first instance. So this building there, that is the driving test centre, and we just talked about the car park there. As we come out then, what they're probably going to ask us to do is to turn right up to the traffic lights here. At the traffic lights, if we turn left, we're heading up here, and if I just move it, we're heading up towards this roundabout where McDonald's and our exit for Morrison's here. Now it's possible they'll take you into this roundabout and ask you to turn immediately left and go in left at this roundabout and into Morrison's car park here for some sort of front bay park, and then back out again up to the roundabout and off on our driving test. So don't be surprised by that. But what we're looking at here then is driving out of the test centre, which is just there at the top, down to this roundabout, and then taking the second exit, which is here, and out towards the A38. So let me just move that a little bit for us there now, and let's just zoom out. So what we're actually going to do then is come down to this roundabout here, take this road all the way down here, part way, and then down to this roundabout here. Let me just move that now. And this is the roundabout where we join the A38. Now if we're joining the A38 and going towards Lichfield, we're going to go this way. If we're joining the A38 and going to Derby, then we've got to go all the way around the roundabout, back down this slip road and off towards Derby, maybe going to Stretton. There is a possibility at this roundabout as well that we could be asked to go straight on down this road, which you can see now shows it's under construction on here, but actually it's not now, it's all completely done. And this road takes us down towards Taton Hill and the new John Taylor Academy down there. So let's just zoom back out and go back to the test centre now, and approaching this roundabout, and have a look what that looks like when we're approaching to do all that, to head up towards that A38 roundabout. Let me just turn us around. So there we go. Hopefully that will focus up. So we're heading up here now. We've left the test centre, we've turned left at the main road, and we're heading to this roundabout, which is Morrison's roundabout. As we approach here then, the examiner might ask us to take the second exit, or even the sat-nav may be on now. So if we're going first exit left, we'll be in this lane, and we'll follow these cars here left and go towards Morrison's. If we're going second exit left, we want to keep McDonald's here to our left hand side, and we want to be where this car is up at the top. When we go onto this island, having made a good decision with the cars coming around of course, make sure you keep nice and left around this roundabout. And we'll come off here, McDonald's on our left, and we'll come off, and if we look at this sign here, it says Lichfield and Derby A38. And we follow this road along. Let's just move it around a little bit so it's more central for you. So it looks like we're driving on the wrong side of the road. Okay, now then, as we're on this side of the road then, heading out towards this A38 island here, we've got a sign warning us that we're coming to dual carriageway. And you can see now the road's starting to split into two. Now ideally here, if we can look at the sat-nav and get an idea of what we're eventually going to do up there, it might give us an idea whether when we're going to that roundabout, whether we're turning left for Lichfield or right for Derby. Either way, if the examiner's giving us instructions, when we start to go onto this dual carriageway, if we're turning right, we need at some point to get on the right hand lane before we get up to that roundabout. Now we have got quite a way to do that, so don't panic. As we go up here then, you can see now we're in this dual carriageway and we're heading up. Now the roundabout is up at the back of this building. So then as we travel on up here then towards that roundabout, we've still got quite a lot of time now to make our decision if we're going left or right, and to move over into this right hand lane if we need to. As I was saying, the roundabout is still right around this top corner behind this building, so plenty of time, don't panic. And as we get to the top here then, we now start to see these traffic lights. Now after the traffic lights, I would say this is our last opportunity, just at the traffic lights or just after the traffic lights, to swap lanes, because once we get through these traffic lights where this lorry is here, we don't get very much time to do that. Now at these traffic lights then, we've got two choices really. The examiner can ask us to turn left here and take us back down towards Branston Golf Club and back down towards Tesco's, or we can be going straight on, left lane for Lichfield, right lane for Derby. Now, I want us to have a look at this roundabout then here. It's indicating Lichfield is the first exit left, Taternill is straight on, second exit, and Derby A38 is round to the right hand side. Now, if you look at the sign clearly there in that bottom left hand corner for Lichfield, there's a little line that bypasses the roundabout, and that's what we're going to use. That gives us priority to drive onto the roundabout without giving way. Basically, we're going to just bypass that possibility, and you'll see that happen up here with the sign. So there, look, it starts to open up on our left hand side where this white car is, and if we look at this sign here, it's saying if you want to go to Lichfield now, use the left hand lane, this lane here, and that bypasses the roundabout. We don't have to give way, and we just follow it round, and we're on the slip road to head down towards Lichfield, maybe Barton under Needwood on the A38. Now if we go forward a little bit more and have a little bit more of a look at this sign, now it's saying Taternill and Derby A38, we can use either lane now for you, so we can use this one or that one. If we're going to Taternill, we probably want this lane. If we're going Derby, you can choose, and off we go round onto our slip road. The slip road for Lichfield is there, look, where that van is going off to the left down there. Okay then folks, so this time we're going to look at leaving the test centre and heading out to Morrison's roundabout again, but this time heading down a road called Parkway. So this there, that is the driving test centre. So we'd leave the driving test centre and turn right, come up to the main road, turn right, turn left, my apologies, and down to Morrison's roundabout, which is here. At Morrison's roundabout then, we're going to be asked to take the fourth exit, which is this road, Parkway, 30-mile-an-hour limit, all the way down Parkway now, and if you follow the arrow, we're just going to follow this straight on at all the roundabouts, straight on at all the roundabouts, up here to this roundabout here, where we'll turn left, come up Shobnall Road, and then turn right and head out towards, in the general direction of the hospital. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at what that looks like at street view leading up to Morrison's roundabout. So if we were turning right at this roundabout, fourth exit, we'd want to be in the right hand lane here, and as we go round the roundabout, oops, gone too far. As we go round the roundabout, we want this exit here, round to the right, fourth exit. If we go in this one here, it's a bit of a dead end up here, third exit, so try and make sure we spiral off and get over here into this fourth exit Parkway. You can see now 30-mile-an-hour, and it is 30 mile down the whole length of this road. Plenty of roundabouts to negotiate. I'll take us up to the first roundabout and show you what they look like. They're all fairly similar actually. They look a bit like that, and pretty much every time we're going straight on at them, I would imagine, and just keep to the left, do your thing with your roundabouts. Okay guys, when we get to the end of Parkway then, we come to this roundabout here in this junction. So we're going to be this vehicle here approaching towards here, And what we want to do is we want to take this left here, probably. The examiner will probably ask us to go left and follow this road down. Now this also bypasses the roundabout a little bit, but there is a give way here, so we've got no right to just go straight through that. We're just bypassing that roundabout, and it's almost like a left give way there for us. As we come round the corner left here, we're probably going to be asked to take Shobnall Street, which is this road on our right hand side. There's a very good reason for that. Shobnall Street's tricky, so we should be expecting that. So if I just move us down a little bit and we look at Shobnall Street, lots of parked cars down the whole length of this street, and it's a big long street. Plenty of time to go too fast or get too close to vehicles down at the end of Shobnall Street. When we get to the end of Shobnall Street then, we come to, let's just move it into the middle, we come to this junction here, and this is Dallow Street. Now we can be asked to turn right here. Right is tricky, and we could be asked to turn left and head off towards the hospital, but right is a common one. This junction here is on a slight hill, and it's tricky, it gets busy here, so care is needed. Once we turn right, we're probably going to turn right here and then be asked to go down Victoria Crescent. This junction here is a 20-mile-an-hour zone when we go through there, and then when we get to the end of that road, we're back out onto the A511, which goes left towards Tutbury and right back into Burton. Again, we can be asked to go either way there. Let's have a little look at what that Shobnall Street looks like once we get on it. And that's what it looks like, folks. So it's not brilliant, you know, these cars are all in designated areas, but there's not a lot of room between you and oncoming vehicles, so don't get too close to these parked cars on the left. If anything bigger than a car comes in the opposite direction to you, you've got to show some signs of slowing down, or keeping the driving instructor's hands off the wheel. Look, it doesn't get any better. There's just enough room and no more down here, so be very, very careful. I just want to get us to the end so we can see what it looks like when we get up to Dallow Street. Hopefully you'll see the hill down there. Nearly there now. Little mini roundabout here near the end. Just pay it respect. And now we're coming to the end of that road where we're probably going to be asked to turn right. And you can see now the road starts to rise up there, look. And at this junction at the end, left for the hospital, right towards town again. It's not very nice. Let's have a look at the view. So that's left towards the hospital. And that's your view right there, down towards the traffic lights, where you'll probably be asked to turn left. Now why will they ask us to turn left here? Well, I'm going to show you. When we get left, look at that sign there, 20 zone. That is 20 all the time, every day, every minute. Okay, as we go down here, so we need to take care with that. Okay then folks, when we get out at the end of Victoria Crescent, which is here, there are possibilities to turn right or turn left. I want to point out a regular place that examiners like to take us, which is in here, Shakespeare Road. As we're heading out towards Tutbury on Horningley Road, we turn right into Shakespeare Road, and if I just centralise that and just reduce it back a little bit, you'll see there are loads. So we're coming in here, and there's lots of places up here where they can take us on this housing estate for any of our manoeuvres that they might ask us to do. So that's a possibility if you're out on practicing with your mum and dad, whoever takes you. Have a look for Shakespeare Road. Very common place to go. Okay folks, another popular route for the examiner, depending on time of day and traffic conditions, is when we come out of Shobnall Street. So we've left the test centre, gone up to Morrison's roundabout, taken the 4th exit, driven all the way down Parkway and then down Shobnall Street here. Before we've talked about turning right Dallow Street and Victoria Crescent and off this way. This time we're going to talk about turning left here onto Dallow Street, heading under the A38 and out towards the hospital, which is over in this direction. And now if I just move us along a little bit, so we've got Shobnall Street still here, we're probably going to come this way under the A38 here, just near the entrances to the hospital. We've got 2 mini roundabouts. They're probably going to ask us to go down Belvedere Road here and then take one of these roads, probably this road, Swannington Road I think it's called, on our right hand side. So that's the rough route we're going to take. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop us here just before the hospital mini roundabouts and show you what that route looks like. Okay, so here's the hospital in the background and we approach the mini roundabouts. Now as we get up here, we actually want to go up this road here, up over at the 2nd roundabout left. So we've got 2 mini roundabouts, one after the other, and we have to give way. This red car now has obviously given way once at the roundabout here, has gone round straight on, and is then giving way again here to this silver car coming in front, and then it will turn left, or we will turn left up there. So there's our 2nd mini roundabout look, and this is where we want to go. Now don't get caught out here, because Swannington Road is the next road on our right just here, so it happens fairly quickly. I've gone past it, it's happened. No, I haven't. I beg your pardon. So it's this road here where that little blue car's coming out. And it's quite a tight turn here, folks. Very tight little turn, look. And parked cars nearly always here. We're near the hospital here, so everybody who doesn't want to pay to park, they all park everywhere they can here. So as we turn into this road then, that's the view. Look at that. Not nice. Normal as well. Quite a normal situation to find ourselves on Swannington Street. And we're probably going all the way to the end of this road, picking our way through here, moving in, being safe, and trying to get all the way to the end as safely as we can. Now it is possible down this road, depending on traffic conditions, to get a parallel park, maybe even a right park reverse down this road. Just depends on the volume of traffic. At the end of this road then, they're probably going to ask us to turn left. I'll show you the view to the right. There you go, not a bad view. And then our view to the left, which is where we're hopefully going to go. They might, as they bring us round here, get us to pull over and stop on the left hand side of the road here. Why? Because it might not be dead obvious to you, but this road is rising up a hill to the top of the hill here, so we're on a slope. As we come up this road, maybe get some sort of stop on the left hand side, they're going to ask us to take a road on the right. It's somewhere up here, up on the hill. There's the road on the right. And we're going to turn right into this road. Charnwood Road. Again, parked cars here. We're near the hospital. Lots of parking. If we can't get around this vehicle without going on the wrong side of the road here, then we're going to take care when we go on to the other side of the road. Hopefully now you get a view of that hill that you're on here for that possible hill start. At the end of this road, they can take us off into this little road here and do something, or carry straight on. Lots of opportunities to stop us or do a right park reverse or something down this road. Okay folks, so now we're going to have a look at is using the A38 and where we might go on the A38, how we might use it. So test centre is roughly in this area of town here somewhere. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be driving up to this roundabout and at that roundabout, that's where we have the choice of going left towards Lichfield on the A38, so in this direction, or turning right and heading out toward Derby in that direction. We're going to look at turning left to start with, so let's just zoom in a little bit on this. So we've come up to the roundabout and we've joined our A38 here, and it's a 60-mile-an-hour limit to start with as we go down the A38. And when we get to this area here, only one junction down, we'll probably be asked to come off at this junction and head for Barton under Needwood. Barton, reasonably sized village, plenty for us to do in Barton. Now there's then a possibility that they'll take us back a country route, maybe out here, Forest Road, back up to this junction here, turning right, Tatenhill, and back up towards the test centre, possibly. Okay, so let's have a look at what it looks like when we come off the A38 then for Barton. So as we come down now then, we're on the A38, we've actually just left the 60s and we've gone into the 70, the national speed limit, and they've asked us to take the next exit on the left. Now we can see we've got the 2 marker coming up here, so don't be confused by this into the Travelodge, we're not there yet. And we carry straight on past the 2 marker, putting our signal on there. Our last check of the mirrors here, you can see we're in a national speed limit. No slowing down on here now unless it's absolutely necessary. Remember, Burton like us to keep our speed on until we get off into our slip road here. Now you can see we're signposted Barton under Needwood and Walton-on-Trent. So we've come off into our slip road, cancelled our signal now, starting to do lots and lots of slowing down in the slip road, so that when we get here and the road starts to come around the corner and slightly up the hill, we've got a roundabout coming. Now at this roundabout we're probably going to go left. The right is into this industrial estate, you can see at the back here. It's unlikely, they might do, but it's unlikely. So we need to prepare here that when we get up to this roundabout, which is up over here on the hill, we're going to go left, slowing it down, getting down into a nice steady second gear. There's our roundabout coming, and there's our giveaway at the roundabout, and we're heading left here for Barton under Needwood. So once we go on left, once we've made that lovely decision, we come quite quickly to another roundabout, and again if we look here, the only right is Walton, straight on for a business park. The left one is Barton under Needwood and back down the A38 to come back the way we've just driven, the opposite direction down the A38. So we're going to go left. Oops. Jumped a little bit there. Sorry about that. So we're going to go left here, Barton under Needwood. And then when we come down here towards Barton under Needwood, now we're crossing the A38. Look, the A38 is underneath this bridge. So when we get over the bridge, we've got an option actually to turn right at the next roundabout, come round the back of this premises here, and we'd rejoin the A38 that way. We'll probably be asked to carry straight on for Barton under Needwood here. So when we get down to the roundabout, hopefully you'll see now Barton under Needwood is this way, and if we were going back down the A38 to go back to town, we'd go round to the right there and down behind this car over here back towards town. This is the long run into Barton under Needwood then, and then we'll do an extra video on Barton. Okay folks, so we've got Barton here, and what we've probably done is come down the A38 here, come off at the slip road, gone to the first island, gone to the second island, gone to the third island, and where we left our last video then was us on this road here, going past the Barton Marina and into Barton under Needwood. When we get in the centre of Barton, we're probably going to go off into the estate somewhere and do something, and then as I said before, there's an option to take us back down the country road, or they can bring us back out again and back down the A38 depending on how they feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop us into Barton just before we get to the tricky bit, and hopefully then we can see what's going on. So as we come into that road into Barton, then there is a strange little traffic calming measure just here, look, a give way, and you can see now how all these cars coming into Barton have slowed down to let these guys come the other way. So don't miss this. The priority, look, if we look at the sign here where the cursor is, the priority is in the opposite direction to you. As we go forward then into Barton and we get nearer and nearer to the village itself, it's going to get tighter. Look, the roads gets a little bit tighter, it's a little bit squeezier, we haven't got quite so much room. We can expect this sort of thing in Barton. It's that sort of place, okay? So take your time when you come into Barton. Now as we come around the corner then, we've got warning of a school and 20s if the lights flash. And eventually we're going to come forward and up to a roundabout, a mini roundabout where the pub is, and that's pretty crucial to us. Look how tricky it is here in Barton, really tricky. The school's obviously just come out, look, it's the first thing in the morning and it's busy, so we need to be careful. Now there we start to see the signs for the mini roundabout. Don't be surprised here if they ask us to turn left behind this pub, okay? Let's just move ourselves up. So there's the mini roundabout, there's the Three Horseshoes pub, and we're probably going to be asked to turn left down this road. As we turn left down this road, folks, it's not nice. Don't be surprised if we find ourselves with some problems back here, okay? Elfinch Lane. So this is Elfinch Lane then, as we go down it. Look at this problem. Loads and loads of parked cars. If we're going down Elfinch Lane, we're probably going all the way down here, so lots of opportunities for us to have to stop and tuck in. And eventually, when we get down it gets a little better. And as we come down to the end of Elfinch Lane, they're going to ask us probably to turn right into a road called Captain's Lane, which is a little bit further on yet. Just as we get out, and it starts to look like we're getting towards the end of the village, then we've got this road on the right here called Captain's Lane, and we're going to turn right into there. Captain's Lane, nice road. Again, possibility of some sort of manoeuvre down here, pull up on the right. They could even do an emergency stop or something down this road. It's that sort of road for us, okay? At the end of Captain's Lane, when I get us there, which is just a nice straight road, we come to the end then, and here is the junction up at the end of Captain's Lane. Now it's quite possible, more likely than not here, they're going to ask us to turn right at the end of Captain's Lane. And the view is not great, okay? A lot of cars normally park here on the left, just round behind this edge. So we've got to get right up to our junction here, and then we can have a look left, look, lots of parked cars, have a look right, and we're turning right down here. Now it's possible here, I've got two choices. The first choice is that they'll take us right here in front of this cottage with the sandstone wall there where that blue car is, or they might take us straight on and up to the Co-op in Barton where they can do a front bay park. We'll talk about turning right into this road. Now this road again, nice road, stop on the left, pull up on the right. Might even get an opportunity a bit further on down here to do a parallel park if there's a... Okay guys, so let's have a look now then at travelling down the A38 from the test centre and maybe heading out towards Stretton. Okay, so test centre over in this area, coming up to the main roundabout down in the bottom corner here where we've got the opportunity to go left for Lichfield or right for Derby. Let's assume then that they've asked us to come right for Derby, so we're coming up turning right on this roundabout on the slip road and straight into a 70 on this one, national speed limit for us. Now we follow this A38 all the way along here for quite a way actually. A couple of considerations on the A38 then. Firstly, if it's wet or slippy, good distance between you, double your distance if it's a wet day in the winter. If it's not, nice dry day, then keep that only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. If we have something moving really slow, remember it's only an A road, it's not a motorway, so we can get slower moving lorries, agricultural vehicles, things like that. They will expect you to look and see an opportunity to overtake those. My advice to you is if the traffic's going around 55 plus and you're happy sitting behind a lorry at that speed and it's not getting any slower or causing you any trouble, or a car or a van in front that's doing sort of 60 or 62 or 3, then stay there. You know, don't make it complicated for yourself. You're not going to get overly marked down for that. It's only if we start to worry about dropping down below 55 we need to then start thinking about making a little bit more progress on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drive all the way down this A38 and probably come off here at this junction. Now this junction is called Clay Mills Junction, and it's not very nice. Okay, if we didn't know it and we don't recognise it, it could cause us problems on our test. So we're going to look particularly at Clay Mills Junction on a separate video. All I'm going to do now is put us up there just where we're leaving Clay Mills Junction to go towards Stretton. So we'll grab the little person, put them over there on that main road, and we're going to head down the A38. Now this isn't overly helpful because Google have obviously filmed it from the opposite carriageway, but here we've got the exits here now for Clay Mills Junction, and when I move us a little bit further on, hopefully I think we've just gone by it there, but there was a sign there warning you this is it, this is better. So this is, we're on the correct side of the road now, and there's our warning now of this really tight left hand bend here as we come off. So what we need to do is keep our speed on here. We can't slow down until we get off into the slip road here on the left hand side. But once we get into this slip road now, we have really got to do some serious braking. Look, reduce speed now, it's left hand bend coming up. So when we get up to this particular place here, look at all these warnings here for us. We need to be down in a very careful second gear here with our clutch up. So we need to do a lot of slowing down, and then we are coming into what is a really tight left hand bend. Look how tight it is, and we're going back round this bend and back up this hill. Now as we come up to Clay Mills Junction, carry straight on, and we've got a give way coming up just over the corner here, just round this corner, and I want us to pay particular attention now to this sign here. And if you look, it's saying that here, if we want to turn right, we turn right from the left lane here to go towards Burton, and if we want to go back down the A38 Lichfield, we need to be where this black car is here. We need to be in this position here, and then we're going to turn right here and stop behind this post, and then go over here and back down the A38 slip road. And we'll do another lesson on that on the video next.